Okay, this is the lower end of the River Spey. Don't know, maybe quarter mile for the sea. And hasn't rained for ages, but anyway, you can see how low this. If you know this stretch of water, as you'll see come up to the suspension bridge, you'll just see how low this is. It's pretty crazy. Let me get this thrown up there. This is me looking towards Spey May, and that's the old railway bridge. Now, let me see if I can zoom in here. Below this. As you can see, as the water comes under the bridge towards us, it kicks off at 90 degrees. And never used to do that, it used to come straight on. But there we go. Now the tide is probably nearly 2 hours. 2 hours from high tide. And this is me just heading down the river towards the mouth. You see this big shingle island here? I'm just going to stop here, and if you have a look, you'll see how narrow it is. The bottom right hand corner of the screen, the river used to come round there, but now it's totally changed. You've got this big massive shingle island, and you can see how narrow it is, man. That's unbelievable. So we've only got 2 narrow channels for the fish to actually come through, and I mean, let me just tilt this down a wee bit. You'll see there, I mean, that can't be any more than the length of a 15-foot salmon rod at the tip of that island. One way whether the fish choose to come down the right hand side of that or the left hand side, who knows. But aye, there we go. Lift it up here, and there's the mouth of the river there. Where it enters the sea. And as I say, the tide's on its way out now. A lot of seals will probably just sit in this estuary bit here and just catch that salmon as they're trying to head upriver. But it literally hasn't rained for, I don't know, close to, I think it said in the news last night, 40 days. But it's due to rain tomorrow, so I think a lot of salmon won't even bother trying to even enter this river, but who knows. Now, there is still a bit of water there, going round by the golf course pool. But it basically just stops there and that's it. It's just like stagnant water in there. Anyway, we'll start heading back towards the bridge. This place is absolutely full of roe deer down here. If you look down here, I'll just stop here. So normally in higher water, the river will come down on the left-hand side here. You'll just see the channel, but because the river's so low, it's just coming down the right-hand side. Again, it's very, very narrow there, just at the point there. God, it can't be more than 15, 20 feet wide. And I bet it's shallow as well. So this is May 2025, and I've got some other videos from way back in the day, and the difference, I mean, down here, the river just does what it wants. You know, you get a bit of high water and a bit of shingle, the shingle just moves. Further up the river you go, it's more contained, so the river doesn't change course, but down here it just does what it wants. See a couple of guys fishing down there, but that's the Esso pool that you're looking at. I'll just come along here. Most of that bit in there from the Garmouth side is kind of unfishable, just due to those trees. We'll come over the top of these trees, and then I'll turn the drone around and we'll basically head up this bit of water to what they call the boulders. I'll just stop there, swing it round, and there we go. This is a pool they call the boulders. Yeah, it's a pretty popular pool, this. Again, on your left hand side as you're looking at the screen, the river used to run down there many years ago. But like I say, if you want to see the changes, just go and have a look at some of my older videos. It's always interesting to come back here every few years and just see the change. But as you get up to the main road bridge at Fochabers, then the river basically doesn't change at all, hardly. It's contained on either side, where down here it's just shingle, and more shingle. And you get a big spate. We'll see if there's anybody fishing in this pool here. Nope, doesn't look like it anyway. Deserted. And that is the end of Speymouth Angling Association water. You're now entering Fochabers Association water. Which you'll see around there. There's no much point in me going no much further because, well, the colour of that fields, man. I think the farmers are all screaming for rain just now. They're due to get it tomorrow, so here we go. Okay, we'll just come back this way. So that's it. That's the Speymouth Angling Association water. I've only seen two guys out fishing, and they're fishing in the Esso pool. But there is a car sitting down there. I can't make out a car or a camper van, but I'm not going to bother flying over the top of it. Anyway, folks, right. It's a lovely day today. The sun is absolutely beating down. Fantastic. Now let me see. I'm going to just stop this drone here. I think. Let me just zoom down here and go forward. There's a couple of guys fishing. Best of luck, boys. span this camera up. Well, last wee look round here. That's a golf course straight ahead, Garmouth Golf Course. And that's it, boys, aye. Spey May at one side and Garmouth and Kingston on our left hand side. Okay, time to come home. The village of Garmouth. I'm sure it's Bin Hill in the distance. That's a cemetery. Let me see now. That's my car there. Let's just come forward. And that's it. I'll call it a day at that. Anyway, if you're wanting a day's fishing down here, contact Speymouth Angling Association.